Hello, I'm Ms. Dutton. Welcome to my tutorial on Goodreads. Now, students looked at Goodreads during advisory periods, but we might need to go over a few things, and this is also to help parents. So we're looking at the website, which you can access through any browser on your computer or on your iPad. It's a bit better than the app. So new here, that's where you sign up. You can use Facebook, Twitter, or Google. All of our students have used their Halcyon school address. It gives you a bit of information about the page here, so it's going to help you find out what your friends are reading and also recommend books to you. So I've already signed up, so I'm going to click sign in. Here is my homepage, so you can see Belinda, what she's been reading recently or wants to read. She's another librarian. Miss Jones commented on Miss Sago's book recommendation, saying she's very excited to read that book. You can see a review Miss Jones wrote about one of my favourite books, The Catcher in the Rye. You can scroll down and see more. Every time there's a book mentioned, you can click on the side, want to read, so that you can save it to look at later. Here you can see that I'm currently reading Frankenstein for the third or fourth time. There's also the reading challenge. I've just selected 10 books, but I will read more than that, I'm sure. There's click links to my bookshelf, there's a featured poll which changes every day, and quote of the day. So you can see here I've read 150 books. I've actually read more than that, obviously, but that's how many I've put on here. So let's look for Harry Potter. It comes up with all the main Harry Potter books. You can see I've read them all. I've rated them all 5 out of 5, obviously. If I wanted to read a book later, I can click want to read and it saves it for me, which is fantastic if a book comes up on my newsread or if I see a recommendation or a review and it sounds fantastic, because then I won't forget, because I'm very, very bad at forgetting books that people recommend to me. So when you click my books, the first thing it shows you is the read books. You can then click on the left-hand side to read. So I can see that long list of books that I want to read. Lots and lots of teen fiction, obviously. I can also search for a book. So I recently read The Fault in Our Stars and I loved it. So I can search for it or get a student to search for it. And I can read the review about the book. I can also see that I've given it 5 stars out of 5, and that so has everyone else. Its average is at 4.51. It tells me the blurb and a bit about any prizes it has won. Readers also enjoyed, so that's the part that I'll be looking for similar books or books that sort of appeal to the same sort of people. If I hadn't read it, I could read a little bit of it, or I can see online where I can find the book. If it's a book that's out of copyright, I can actually get it free through the app. Here's reviews from my friends, so another librarian, and a few of our students. These are people we follow. So Joe Ducey is an author that I follow. Lists for this book. So as it's very popular, it's going to be in tons and tons and tons of lists. And these are some of the reviews that are online. It also has quotes, which for me is fantastic because as a librarian, I often make displays with quotes. In my last school, I put up loads of quotes from different books with a QR code linking to a video about that book or the website or even the Goodreads page. That's really useful for me. There's also the Fault in Our Stars quiz, which is good for competitive students, especially if you both got the same book. You can share this book online, and there's also videos about this book. So publishers and authors make a lot of book reviews now, and that's generally where you find them. I've got a whole site full of book trailers if you want to see them. So about John Green. So John Green is very active online. He's got YouTube, Twitter, Tumblr, everything like that. I'm going to look at his page. So it tells me a bit about him, his website, some of his influences about the author, and I can become a fan. I'm also going to try and add him as a friend. I'll see if he accepts me, which means he'll come up on my newsfeed. I'll be alerted to any new books that come out, any new blog posts. So here, John Green's blog. So the film is currently being made of The Fault in Our Stars, so I think he's going to be putting a lot of stuff on there. Tells me all the John Green books here, so I can see which ones I read, which ones I haven't read. And I can rate them there, or I can save them for later. Also has his updates and quotes by him, any polls that he's been involved in, any forum topics mentioning the author. Oh, and the John Green group. So here's the Listopia, which I mentioned before. These are all lists that have The Fault in Our Stars in. Now they're lists on everything. So in my last school, if I was looking for manga to appeal to the really girly girls, I would literally go to Google and just type in manga for girls, Goodreads, and it pops up with lists made by people. So you look, best books about creepy crawlies, best strong female characters. There can be quite vague lists or very specific lists. And I think myself and Miss Jones will be working to create lists. Here you can see my friend Ollie has recommended Breaking Dawn, which is quite surprising. So recommendations as well. It's going to make recommendations based on the books you put on your shelf. So I like art, so here's some similar books, classics, contemporary, music. This is really, really useful because sometimes I get stuck knowing what to read next. And I can just pop these onto my want to read shelf as well. Quite often when you do that, it reminds you of books you read in the past as well, like Hellboy. I forgot that I'd read that. There's also groups. There's tons and tons of groups. There's ones that are local. On your app, it can search geographically. You could look for ones like the biggest Harry Potter fans in the world, or ones about different genres. I might join this Goodreads librarian group, for example. And it'll be discussion groups, it'll recommend books to read, it'll connect you with people who have similar interests to you. So for Halcyon School, we have created the Halcyon Book Club. So what we're trying to do is put about 6 books every few weeks, which will appeal to a wide range of students, including a free book, so Frankenstein you can get for free, and also a non-fiction book. And we want students to read at least one of these. Hopefully staff and parents will get involved as well. So those are the books we're currently reading. I selected them with Miss Jones. Here's a discussion forum and events. So I'm going to start putting events, all book-related events around London. So we've got quite a few members now, students and staff. Here is the bookshelf. So I've started adding books on which I would like to put on there in the future. However, we would really like this book group to be run by students. So please recommend books to us and we'll make sure that they get included in the book group next time we change things up. Also, I've added tons of our students and staff, so that now on my newsfeed it pops up telling me the books they have read, books they've recommended, and any status requests. So please recommend me a book that's similar to The Rig, for example. So you can also look at my profile. I have a link to the Halcyon School Book Swap Tumblr. Not too much information. My favourite books are here. Tells you what I'm currently reading, tells you all my status updates and my book reviews. You can see anything I've been doing online. So it can show how active or not active I am. You can see I've not really taken part in any quiz and trivia since I've had this account. I used to have a different account, so I will start doing that soon. Okay, hopefully that's been useful. Thanks.